Wild Abundance seeks to empower its students through skill building and nature connection. Wild Abundance really tries to function as a thought leader. Our specific way that we show up in the world is particularly with nature connection and sustainable skill building. My favorites that are right outside are, we have fig and we have pawpaws, which are fruits, and blueberries as well. We also have sochan out there. Those are the big ones that come to mind. But we also have nettles. They just grow naturally. There's a lot of things that grow naturally in the garden that are kind of weeds that we just are super edible or medicinal, like chickweed and self-heal, which is also called prunella. And white pine is out there as well. That's just to name a few. A lot of what we teach is forgotten knowledge. It was pretty standard, and it feels strange that people have forgotten about it. So permaculture essentially is a sustainable form of agriculture where you build your system such that you have a closed loop. So, and a very simple example of a part of a permaculture system is you might have chickens that run through the garden and they fertilize the garden and they eat the pests, which helps the plants grow. And then the compost and the scraps from the plants feed the chickens. And so you have that closed loop there. And with permaculture, and here you can see that's on a much bigger scale. And so one of the key purposes and functions of permaculture is to build resilience, and the way that you do that is by designing a system that has diversity and stacking functions are kind of the main tenets of it. And what I mean by stacking functions is there's no one thing that does one job for everyone. So an example of that is if you're living on a homestead, you want to make sure you have water. And in a permaculture system, you would want to make sure that you have multiple ways to get water. So if one of those things breaks or there's something that happens in the weather that destroys it or makes it unusable, there's another way you can get water. And ideally, each thing that you have in your system is serving multiple functions. So that's a lot of ways to essentially say that resilience comes from having a diverse and complex network of points and connections.